We know that we are live, that we are direct, and that the entirety of humanity is paying attention. This very evening, we are going to make this program interactive. It is Shabbat. So I say Shabbat Shalom to some people who are listening. Normally, I am not supposed to be broadcasting on a Shabbat evening like this, but Chukwu Kikabiama will understand because there is work to be done. We need to feed those who are protesting. We need to rally support for them. We need to make them to stay on course to continue to do this very noble work that they have chosen or elected to do. And that is what we are doing this evening. I also remember that even in the blessed land of Israel, when they were the Israeli Defense Force rose up to go and meet the enemies of God, and they prevailed. The same thing can be said about what is happening in our land this very day. A lot of people are dying, and Chukwu Kikabiama would want me to preach this very gospel this evening. And we are going to start without further hesitation on what has been happening in the zoo this very day. Because some people do not understand what is going on, but I will use the words of a very bright, intelligent, I like him as a matter of fact. I have never said this before, but I'm making it known today because he makes a lot of sense. He is a man that I read from most times. Of course, you know them up there in the north once in a while. After drinking furadinunu or drinking the blood of cow, which is what they normally do, they go off tangent. But that wouldn't stop me from acknowledging them when they say something that is slightly decent or something that we can intellectually digest. There was a question that this man asked them. Sheikh Husani is from the north, one of the few that I can actually say is genuinely educated. There was a question he asked the northern governors, those of them that came out to support the continued existence of SARS. And I want people to listen very attentively this evening, because this is a lecture. I want people to begin to reason the way that IPOB does all over the world. That is why people say we are very smart, we are very intelligent, we know where we are going, and that we are master strategists because we know what we are doing, believe you me. Sheikh Husani said something. But before I go on to say what Sheikh Husani actually said, I want you to ponder this very simple question. Why do you think that Fulani governors came out from the north to say they are in support of SARS? Do you think they just spontaneously, rose up to say, we are now going to support SARS? There was a lot of meetings behind the scenes. And some of you will be shocked as to what I have to say this very evening. The people behind that very effort is British High Commission in Abuja. They are the ones that asked them to do it. You know what they want to do? They want to create in the mind of the world, because End SARS have gained momentum all over the world. It's trending everywhere. What they want to do is to say that not the whole country is in support of this very effort. That is a section of the country. The same divide and rule, the same game they've been playing from day one. And of course, they want Nigeria to continue, because Britain said to them, if Nigeria doesn't continue, you're finished. You have nothing. Education, you don't have. Economy, you don't have. You have nothing. The only thing you have is that AK-47. And those bullets we have given to you. Use it to terrorize other people. Use it to subdue them. Use it to make their lives miserable. That is what they have done, and that is what they are doing. That is what they are going to continue doing until we put a stop to it. Now the question is this. Northern Fulani governors, why are you in support of the continuation of SARS? I will answer the question for them. It's because Nigeria is not one country and can never be. People from the south and the sizable chunk of the middle belt, they reason differently. If nothing tells you about the palpable, very visible, tangible division that exists in Nigeria, SARS is a very clear example of that. A very clear example. I'm sure there are sensible, very reasonable people up in the north, in the Sahel north, wishing to join this very campaign, but have been constrained or prevented from doing so by the local politics that obtains wherever they are. I will ask you again, why would a section of the country, if at all you claim that Nigeria is a country, why would a section of that very country want to go against what is a popular trend all over the world, acknowledged even by some members of the British Parliament, that this very SARS unit is awful? Why would those that will look at you tomorrow and say we are Nigerians, they say we want Nigeria, these governors from the north, they claim one Nigeria, they are aware that SARS are killing people in the south, innocent young people, men and women, raping them and killing them. They are aware. Despite their full knowledge of the atrocities being committed by SARS, they rose up to say that they are in support of SARS. That tells you all you need to know about the mindset of the Fulani, their psyche, the way they reason, the way they see you. So as long as SARS continues to extort money from people from the south, as long as SARS continues to kill people, as long as SARS continues to terrorize people, Nigeria is one. How about Babangida? Has he said anything? How about Abdul Salami Abubakar? Has he said anything? How about Tanko Yakasai? Has he said anything? How about Junaid Mohammed? Has he said anything? No, they will not say anything. Because they live by terrorism. They live by killing people. That is what they do. That was what Britain schooled them to understand. That is the reason why they have limitless number of people going into the army, going into the navy, going into the police, going into the customs every blessed year. Any department, any paramilitary that handles AK-47, they are in the majority. Understand this thing very well. This is something that I want our people to digest this very evening, morning, afternoon, depending on where you are. Before I go into what Sheikh Hussaini actually said. Some of you shout one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria every blessed day to please your northern friends, your northern partners, your northern governors, all the rest of them. But imagine the way they are thinking. Everybody has quite rightly condemned SARS for the killing spree, for the extrajudicial executions and all the rest of it. And somebody who is a politician in a country that claims it is an enlightened democracy will come out openly, somebody voted for by the people, and say that they support such a murderous unit. That tells you all you need to know about your fake one Nigeria. You don't need to listen to what IPOB is saying, what Biafrans are saying, what Nnamdi Kanu is saying. No. Look at it for yourself. The evidence is very clear. What is the justification for Sokoto governor, that boy that wants to contest to be the president of Nigeria? Why are you're a young man, the Sokoto governor is a young man, I'm older than him. Why would you come out to support the killing of innocent people, young people in the south? I want people to understand. Those of you saying we want one Nigeria, what are the governors from the north doing supporting SARS that is a killing machine against young women and men from the south? Just tell me. And they want one Nigeria. That tells you that Nigeria can never ever be won. That tells you that anybody who is serving a Fulani interest, any governor who is following a Fulani preset agenda to keep Nigeria one is your enemy. Anybody seeking to contest for elected office, be it the zoo president, trying to corral you into this mentality of one Nigeria, they are leading you down a blind alley that will lead to your death. You are in the same country, yes? Obiano came out, all the governors, Wike came out, they are coming out, the governor of Kwara State, they are coming out at least to say something to the protesters. At least to say something to them. In the north, they're saying, keep SARS. What does that tell you about your so-called one Nigeria? What does that tell you about one Nigeria? Just explain that to me. Evil is evil. Injustice is injustice. It is very blatant. It is very glaring. It is very clear for the whole world to see that SARS is a murderous, corrupt unit of the federal police controlled by the Fulani. That is the reason why they are saying no, they want SARS to continue. Now I will come to what Sheikh Husani said. Sheikh Husani asked them a simple question. You know, me, I love people who are intelligent. I am naturally attracted to people who make sense, people who are knowledgeable. Sheikh Husani asked them, if SARS asked the northern governors, as they call themselves, the Fulani governors of the Sharia states, for those of you who do not know that Nigeria is already divided, I am not saying there are no Muslims who are decent. Of course, there are decent Muslims everywhere. There are intelligent Muslims everywhere. After all, it was the Islamic civilization that gave us algebra in mathematics. It was Islamic civilization that gave ordinary ice cream. The ice cream that you eat every day is an Arabian invention. So they have contributed to the advancement of mankind. I'm not going to go. I want to talk about the mentality of the idiots that use Islam and Quran to not only deceive themselves, but to perpetrate heinous crimes against humanity. Not just through terrorism, but terrorism of the mind, mental terrorism. That is what they practice in the zoo. They cajole you, they threaten you, they blackmail you into becoming the very stupid Nigerian that they want you to become. If Nigeria is not divided, can you tell me why a sensible person will come out and say that SARS must continue, given the catalogue of atrocities that they have perpetrated? Now, listen very carefully, please. If SARS is working, a simple, mundane question. If SARS is working, why has terrorism continued? Why has banditry continued? There are anti-robbery, which means kidnapping and everything. Why is there kidnapping menace in Katsina State, where they claim Buhari or the mask wearer comes from? People in Katsina are complaining every day about banditry. Which successes has this very SARS recorded in the fight against banditry? They were sent to Borno to go and fight Boko Haram. Their wives came out and said, our husbands were not trained to go and fight terrorists, but they are trained to kill innocent civilians in the south. I want people to reason. We don't ask for much. On this platform, within IPOB and the wider consciousness that we are propagating, all we ask you to do is forget about your prejudices. Try to reason for once. Can you tell me the justification for campaigning for SARS to continue when you governors in the north are complaining of terrorism, of banditry, of kidnapping, of illegal mining? What then can you point at and say that this is a significant achievement of SARS in the fight against insecurity? There is none. But do you know the reason why they want to keep SARS? Because they are killing Christians from the south. People they are killing are those from infidels from the south. But you come out the next day to say that Nigeria should be one. But if it is only one person, that is saying this, you can understand. If it is two people, of course, it can be condoned. But 12 governors, 1, 2, 3, I am sure out of 12 of them, 1 or 2 must have been to a university, 1 or 2 of them must be well read, well versed. in history, in literature, and all the rest of it. Now, can you explain to me why people with such pedigree, of course, in parentheses, why people with such pedigree, if I may ask, would come out to boldly say we support SARS if there is no ulterior motive behind it? You see, it's just like somebody coming out and saying, oh, I support ISIS. I support ISIS. The same thing they did when Ihejirika was bombing Boko Haram. They said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. That was what the late Buhari said. He opened his mouth and he said it. And this day newspaper published it. I want people to ponder and to reflect, to think, to reason this very evening. But these are your fellow Nigerians. These are, and if they are ordinary Alamajiri, I can understand. These are governors who have traveled all over the world. They understand how democracy and republic function. They understand how a republic is meant to function. After all of that, they come back. All they are interested in is how let us sell oil and gas from Biafra land and share the proceeds. I want people to understand this very evening that Nigeria is not one, not because we are saying it, but from their behavior, their mindset, their utterances, the way they respond to issues tells you all you need to know about them. Their own brother is asking them a question. Their brother is a former senator, Sheikh Husani. He asked them, all these 12 or thereabouts governors from the north, if SARS is working, why has terrorism continued? And I will add myself, if SARS is working, why are you people complaining of insecurity in the north and banditry? Why don't you take the SARS and take them to the north? They won't do it. They want an armed SARS in the south, killing people and extorting money. And tomorrow you will tell me that these governors are patriots, that they are Nigerians. That is where I have issues with how an average Nigerian reasons. These are the difficulties that I have. And upon reflection, I couldn't possibly begin to reconcile it with anything closely resembling common sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. And it wouldn't make sense to you either. Following the support of the northern governors for the embattled Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, a former lawmaker in the House of Assembly, of course in the Senate, public commentator Sheikh Husani, has lambasted the governors, posing a critic. Even Vanguard recognized that the question that Sheikh Husani posed was very, very pivotal, very critical, very, very important, and no sensible human being can answer it. When people say you don't like Nigeria, you hate Nigeria, I want to lay a foundation for them to understand that what you are fighting and seeking to defend is indefensible. Indefensible. In law, in logic, in reasoning. It is indefensible. You cannot defend it. Tell me why 12 governors, not one, not two, not three, 12 of them, Fulani, they came together and issued a statement saying we support SARS. That tells you about their mindset. That tells you the same mindset they are bringing to your so-called one Nigeria. Now tell me how that country can develop if there is no universality of acknowledgement of wrongdoing. How can people from the south see something wrong? People from, I wouldn't say people from the north, governors from the north, they see nothing wrong. How can you form a consensus that is necessary for the economic, political, and social advancement of a nation? Please explain that to me. Do you see that Nigeria is naturally divided, by nature divided? I can live with people from the Middle Belt. I can live with Oduduwa. I'm being honest with you. In a country, heaven knows, I can, because you can reason together. You can understand each other. You can understand what pain means. You can understand what suffering means. You can even come together to agree a way to mitigate all those difficulties. But in the north, they do not see it the same way. It is not hatred. Nobody hates anybody. I just want people to understand that the way things stand, the way the northern governors are reasoning is not how the southern governors are reasoning. They approach the issue of SARS from a very narrow parochial viewpoint, only trying to defend Fulani interest. They are now seeing it that if you disband the SARS, you are disbanding an armed formation of Fulani with which to intimidate and to terrorize people with. It's as simple as that. Now, do you understand why we say things we say and the way we do it? I will continue with Sheikh Hussein. He's an intelligent man, I must give him. You know me, I give credit where credit is due. He's a very, go through his write-ups and his tweets and you'll see he's a very brilliant man. The northern governors, he wrote, if SARS is working in the north, why has kidnappings and killings by bandits and terrorists continued unabated? A simple question. They cannot answer it. But let me even help Sheikh Husani. What is the justification for keeping SARS if the banditry, kidnapping, and criminality is so rampant in the north? What is the essence of keeping them? They can't answer that one either. Recall Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong spoke on Thursday, the 5th of October, after a meeting with the person they claim is Buhari in Abuja. He is the chairman of Northern Governors Forum. You know, they're very clever. The same way they picked Gowon, who was a Christian from the Middle Belt, as the head of state. In a time of crisis, that is what they always do. They pick one traitor, one efulefu, one idiot, and say, oh, we are all not. This same Governor Lalong, some of you will be shocked this evening to know, this same Governor Lalong, in the same state where he comes from, for those of you who do not know, for those of you who do not understand, Fulani renamed the local government after themselves. For those who do not know, I want to find it and I want it posted on my page for people to understand how easy it is for Fulani to deceive you, convince one of you, make you feel important, but all the time you are serving their purpose. I am saying this because I want to warn Ifeanyi Okowa. You know, Igbo governors, they are very good at falling prey to the antics of these people. You can see them jockeying for position. Ifeanyi Okowa, Dave Umahi. You can see them, all of them jockeying. Who can be the best Fulani slave? That is exactly the same thing that happened to Plateau State Governor Lalong. This same man has forgotten what Miyetti Allah did to them. This same man has forgotten that now they have Fulani emirs in Plateau State. But all he can see, they have promised him, Northern Governors Forum, the next president, the next this. His brain will be swelling up. His people will be dying. I need you to understand, because Sheikh Husani mentioned the name of Plateau State Governor. He was the one mouthing the rubbish. Now listen very carefully. I'm quoting from what Simon Mwa Dikom wrote. I believe that is what he spelled, Mwadkwon. It was published by Punch newspaper. I want you to listen carefully, please. The original name of the community is Rakun, R-A-K-U-N. But the Fulani who are occupying the community, after chasing the natives away, claimed to have renamed it Mahanga. And that is the name which the SDG now want people. I don't know how to explain this for people to. I don't know if I'm getting it right. I do not know. I want people to understand this the way that the Fulani function. how they reason. Your motives for shouting one Nigeria may be honorable. I am not going to disagree or disparage that viewpoint. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Some people wrap themselves, they are Africans, they're in America, they wrap themselves in American flag. I am not going to quarrel with them. I want to ask you this question. You have a governor of Plateau State who is not Fulani by all stroke of imagination, but in order to advance himself, his family, and his political ambition, he agreed to become the leader of the Northern Governors Forum. The same thing that they did to Gowon, the same thing. Today, people in Plateau are suffering and dying. Go eat. The same governor saying that he doesn't want SARS to end. His people are under bondage right now. Now, this is one thing I explained this last night, even this morning when somebody asked me about Olisametu. There is something about politicians in Nigeria. Their own selfishness is what I call destructive. They care about is themselves and their families. Because of political office and promise, political office, what is happening in Plateau State? They have a community in Raccoon. The Fulanis came and renamed it Mahanga. And their governor is there defending Fulani interest. The same thing that they want to do in Ebonyi State, and we said no. The same nonsense that Ifeanyi Okowa is trying to do in Delta State, and we are saying no to him as well. Do you see how they reason? Do you see how the grand stratagem of the Fulani, how they operate? They take a idiot amongst you. They raise that idiot up, give him high political position, and promise him many more, and say, now, go and carry out our agenda. And that is what the governor what the governor of Plateau State is doing. You must understand this and understand it very, very well. You must understand it very well. Our people must reason. Our people must reason. They must be able to reason. That is why we are here. The governor is from Plateau State. I will go to what what's his name, Sheikh Husani was saying. Some people said, I'm quoting Sheikh Husani, some people said that they don't want SARS. Some said they want SARS, better reformed SARS. Let us not just say we are throwing away the baby with the bathwater. If there are good ones, you don't chase them away. Lalong said, what can be good about Nazi party? What can be good about the police unit that have over the years extrajudicially executed countless numbers of people? That is Nigeria for you. And that is why I said that these youths on the streets, they need commendation, because for you to rise above that Nigerian mentality, that mediocrity, that stupidity that comes naturally to a Nigerian, for you to rise above it, to come out on the streets to protest, it means you have seen the light. That is why I commend them. And I also commend for what he has said. But the up there, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because there was a report, this book, I don't know, that is entirely up to them. You can go there and see the letter for yourself. A UK agency questioned over financial support to SARS. I don't know what Britain wants to do with us. I don't know if they want to kill everybody with the help of the Fulani. Then now Fulani will be their caretaker and they'll be collecting rent. I wonder, is it the same Britain that I see people every day, civilized people, honorable people, decent people, brave people? The people that work for the British Foreign and Commonwealth Office, which planet did they get them from? That's what I'm asking. I'm not going to condemn Britain. No, foreign FCO, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. What is wrong with them? I ask. What is wrong? Can anybody please explain that to me? What is wrong with them? I ask. A member of the British Parliament, Miss Kate Osamor, representing Edmonton, has written a question and is the nature of the United Kingdom government through the Office of the Secretary of State, Foreign Affairs, extends to Nigeria's disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad. What type of money has Britain been giving to SARS? Do you see the reason why even Britain cannot come out to condemn SARS? I want you to build a picture of those that this very protest has been raging for over a week. They have not said anything. They have not said anything. Look at the list of all of them. Those that want Nigeria to be one. Foreign and Commonwealth and Development Affairs, Mr. Dominic Raab, to the nationwide protest in Nigeria in the past 7 days against the excesses of SARS. She warned that further assistance be withheld to SARS. This is what she's saying. So Britain has been funding SARS. And people are saying, oh, why hasn't Britain mentioned anything? Why haven't they said anything about BIAFRA? Can you see it? They are the ones funding your death and destruction. Britain is the one funding your death and destruction. So when SARS kills somebody, and you go to Human Rights Commission and nothing happens, and you go everywhere, you go to the court, of course they'll throw it away, everything, you still, let me petition Britain. You write to the UK master, as because they brought this problem to us. They are the ones that created Nigeria. God did not create Nigeria, Britain did. And that very letter or petition they'll just shred it. And that's the end of it. And you'll be wondering, why is Britain not responding? Does it mean that these people, they don't feel any pain? There is no, to them, you're a nigger. You are a nigger. You are nothing. You are a Mongol country. It's a company of theirs. You are a commodity. You are nothing to them. And you are expendable. You are expendable. We want people to understand this very, very clearly, to understand where we are coming from. Nobody was born with hatred in them, no. But when you sit back and observe Nigeria, if you observe Nigeria objectively, without sentiment, any ethnic or tribal coloration, you will begin to see very, very clearly. You will understand the enormity of the every support must be given to those who are out on the streets. So before, now you know. Thanks to Kate Osamor MP, the Member of Parliament for Edmonton, a London constituency. That is how they roll. We are exposing them one after the other. Are you telling me that Britain did not know that the SARS they are funding, that they have POS machine? A police unit. They own their own POS. If you don't have cash on you, may God help you. They bring out their POS machine. You go to the bank. When they go to the bank manager will not ask them, why would even bank issue POS, point of sale machine, to police? Somebody should please tell me. There is no history or establishment of the payment of roadside fines or involved in any traffic violation, or court should be able to take payment from you, or the Federal Road Safety Commission or whoever in that particular department will deal with you. Special anti-robbery squad or anti-robbery squad have POS machines.